Section 4.2 is solving systems using substitution. Our goal is to solve systems of linear equations focusing on pairs of linear equations in two variables. On page 240, we have you can solve linear systems by solving one of the equations for one of the variables, then substitute the expression for the variable into the other equation. This is called the substitution method. Systems of equations can be solved in more than one way. When a system has at least one equation that can be solved quickly for a variable, the system can be solved efficiently using substitution. Example 1 says, what is the solution of the system? Use substitution. Y equals 3x and x plus y equals negative 32. It's important to label our equations as equation 1 and equation 2 so that we can keep track of which equations we are using. Next, we want to check to see if we can find a variable that would be easy to isolate. Well, in equation 1, the y is already isolated, so that step is done. Since we already have y equals 3x, we can take this y value of 3x and plug it in to our second equation. So instead of having x plus y, we'll have x plus 3x because we can substitute 3x in for y. To do this, we'll take equation 2, x plus y equals negative 32, and plug in 3x. Now we have x plus 3x, which we can combine to get 4x. So we have 4x equals negative 32. We can divide both sides by 4. 4 over 4 is 1, so we're left with 1x, or just x, and negative 32 divided by 4 is negative 8. Now we can take x equals negative 8 and plug it back into one of our equations. We need to solve for y, so since equation 1 already has y by itself, we can plug negative 8 in for x and solve for y pretty quick. So instead of having y equals 3x, we have y equals 3 times negative 8, the value of x. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24, and therefore we have y equals negative 24. For our final answer, we want the coordinate point x, y. This will give us negative 8, negative 24. It's always important to check that you have the right answer. To do this, we can plug negative 8, negative 24 into both equation 1 and equation 2. To plug negative 8, negative 24 into equation 1, we get negative 24 equals 3 times negative 8. There's a question mark here because we're not sure if this is true yet. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24, and negative 24 equals negative 24, so this does check out. In order for this to be our solution, it must work for both equation 1 and 2. So for equation 2, we had x plus y equals negative 32. This becomes negative 8 plus negative 24 should equal negative 32. Negative 8 plus negative 24 is the same as saying negative 8 minus 24, which is negative 32. Since negative 32 equals negative 32, this also checks out, and now we know that negative 8, negative 24 is the correct answer. The work for this problem is written out on the next slide, including a check. And now I would like you to try number 2 on page 241. Solve each system using substitution. Check your answer. We have the equations 2x plus 2y equal 38, and y equals x plus 3.